Okay, today we're going to talk about making sauerkraut. Specifically, I like red sauerkraut. What you do is you want to buy a whole red cabbage in the market, and you want to remove all the external leaves that are dry and wilted, and then you want to cut it into quarters, remove the core, the center of the cabbage, and then you're going to want to cut these quarters into one more section so we're down to eighths. Then we're going to ribbon cut this so we get nice fine pieces of cabbage, and we're going to take those ribbon cuts and chop them in half too. We don't want any really big pieces of cabbage, so it can just all soak in the brine, get appropriately fermented. Okay, let's go ahead and chop this all up. Okay, I've got half of it done. Actually, this is now 3/4 of it done, sitting in this bowl right here. Okay, we'll get this last little bit chopped up. Again, take a quarter, cut it in half, and then ribbon cut through here, like so. All right, bigger chunks we can cut out there. Cut that up. And same thing, ribbon cut this. And come back through here. Get those big chunks out of there. Okay. All right, so all cut up. This is going to be so good. Okay, so why would we pick red cabbage over white cabbage? Red cabbage has 25% of your daily count for vitamin C, recommended amount, and red cabbage has anthocyanins. We'll talk about that when we're smushing it. So to this one head of cabbage, you want to do a heaping tablespoon of sea salt. Sea salt has minerals in it, which is good for you. And then we're going to come over and just give her a nice little massage with the salt. You want your hands clean before this, obviously. This takes about 10 minutes to 20 minutes to get the cabbage to marry with the salt and start to create a brine. So while we do that, I want to talk to you about a study done in 2002. It was on rats, and it was published in the Journal of Toxicological Science. And what it says is that sweet potato and red cabbage were really high in anthocyanins, and they actually had an anti-cancer effect on these rats, which is good news, right? The other thing we like about red cabbage is it has glucosinate, which we all know is good for our gut. And the study compared several different types of brassica, and the red cabbage had between 140 to 380 micromoles of glucosinate per 100 grams, whereas the white cabbage only had about half that amount on average, the range. So, red and white cabbage are both really high in vitamin K. White being a little bit more. Well, 1 ounce serving of white cabbage, 25% of your daily intake of vitamin K, whereas the red cabbage is more like 13%. I think the anthocyanins make up for it, and I love the flavor of the red cabbage. So it's starting to secrete a little bit of juices now. To save time, I'm going to tell you that after you massage it for 10 minutes, and then after that, you're going to place it in a clean quart-sized jar, and you want to make sure that you have all the cabbage submerged in the liquid that you're creating from this massage process that we're going through right now. And then you want to place this jar on top of the cabbage to make sure that it stays submerged, and place some rocks in here or marbles for a weight to keep it down. And then you're going to just cover it with this little cloth and a rubber band so that the air can evaporate and it can ferment. Probably about 3 days in a dark, cool place, either in your home between 65 and 75 degrees or in the garage. And then you want to taste test it after that time frame and see if that's to your liking. If it's not, then leave it out there for another few days. And when you're ready, bring it in and put it in the refrigerator. And then at that point, you can put a lid on it and store it in the fridge and enjoy it. Thanks. Enjoy your sauerkraut. So we've macerated the cabbage, and we actually ended up with 2 jars of coleslaw mixture. I am going to cheat a little bit and add the coleslaw mixture from the batch I bought at the farmer's market last week to bring our fluid level up. So we're coming up above that. I'll make a little bit more, and then I'm going to place this jar on top. So we get the liquid above the sauerkraut. Okay. This jar on top, I'm going to place a little vapor barrier or just a moisture barrier on there. And then just loosely tent this with this little piece of fabric and